G'day everyone, Jason Nunn, Fisherman's Warehouse Marine, Sweet Street at Warners Bay, your Newcastle Honda marine dealer Thursday. And I'm trying to avoid the obvious, and that is rain. And unfortunately, we may have at least a week of this to look forward to. The old 80 to 90% chance. Winds now starting to pick up a little bit, and that is what is happening over the next few days. We have got southeast winds, 15 knots, probably a little bit better at stages with constant showers, guys. It's going to be tough, and I think it really is going to be an estuary affair this weekend. Tides this weekend, we'll get straight into it. Around about 8:20 on Saturday morning, high tide, not a big tide, around about 1.46. The bigger tides, however, are of an evening. It's around about a 1.95 tide Saturday evening because it coincides with the full moon, not that we're going to see too much of it, and that low tide around about 10 to 2 Saturday afternoon. Surprisingly enough, the lake itself here, it was absolutely filthy on Monday, Tuesday, and it started to get a little bit better, so we're looking for some improvement. I don't believe anyone's going to get out wide offshore. Bit of a shame. The zero line's out on the shelf there, and it looks like that upwelling that we've been waiting for has started to move down, but there's still a lot of current out wide. Perhaps middle of next week when the wind does back off a little bit, but still showers, people may get out, and we may have a bit more reports for out wide for next weekend with a bit of luck. If you're going to get out on the farm, those sorts of areas there, I'd probably have a good look at it on Sunday to have a look, but I think still Tuesday is going to be a better option. And again, targeting some really good kings that are down south and some very nice snapper that are out the front. Inshore fishery, it's going to be difficult, I must say. If you do get out there, again, just chasing reds, flatties and trevally, but I reckon the rocks is a possibility. You've got to keep your eye on the swell, guys. It's in and around about that 1.5 to 1.8 metres over the weekend. There will be some protected and high areas for it with that nice morning tide. Definitely drummer. It's now August and this is drummer time. So get down there, plenty of burley, but have a good look at it. And remember, always fish with somebody else. And if you can, well, not even if you can, you've got to do it. Make sure you wear a life jacket, please. Safety first. The beaches, they've still been all just chopped out, and the only reports I've had off the beaches are a lot of salmon around. However, up towards Stockton, there's been quite a few mulloway on the beach and a lot of brim coastally. So whether you're up towards Port Stephens and the like, I still think there's some really good options there. The estuary itself, and you can sort of see it hanging around out here at the moment, it has cleared up quite substantially. My good mate Wayne Flanagan fished Tuesday, Wednesday, and I've got some good reports from him. The weather was perfect Tuesday, Wednesday, as it normally is, and it looks like rubbish over the next few days. But mulloway in the estuary, of course, he got some really nice flathead, some big flathead. Some of these fish 70 centimetres, possibly a little bit better, and that has been the case in the lake itself. And strangely enough, trolling or using plastic, but definitely trolling. And the advantage is at the moment, guys, some big tailer on the bottom. You're watching those big arches in amongst the bait schools, but in the deep water, the smaller fish on the surface. So those tail dancers and crazy deeps in particular, working very, very well, but fish 50 centimetres or above. Now, one of the things that Wayne did make comment on, how thick those fish were. So they've been in, obviously, for a few months, gorging themselves on the bait in the lake itself. Flathead, tailor, mulloway is the key, and there's quite a few brim. And my good mate Hilly, that I talk about a lot, was crazy enough to go out last weekend in that wind. He got a few brim, but said horrible conditions, even when you're trying to fish on the eastern side to get away from it. I think there's a lot of potential for brim, and the estuary, particularly the water down around Myuna Bay and on that southern side of Wangi, isn't too bad, guys. A lot of the water got forced up to the northern end, so we had that discolour and a lot more fresh up the northern end. The southern end, Pulborough Island, Myuna Bay, Bonnells Bay, all those areas there look very, very fishable. I think with the sou'easter, you're probably going to be more on the eastern side, but there's plenty of opportunity down the southern end lake to tangle some of those brim and get into some of those flathead. Guys, make the best of it. Again, another short report because it's hard, but if you do get out there, let us know. You're going to have to put a raincoat on, that is for sure. It's just about to come in on me now. I'll talk about it next week. See you then.